I did my bachelor in mechanical engineering in Global Academy of Technology, and then after that I came to Sweden to do my masters in Chalmers University of Technology, and it's a masters in automobile engineering. And shortly after that, I found a job in Volvo trucks. So I'm currently working there as a simulation and analysis engineer.
My master's program is called Mobility Engineering. It was previously called Automobile Engineering, and previously they only focused on vehicles or like automobiles in general. But in my course, Mobility Engineering, they started to focus on more stuff, and people can choose which stream they want to be in. So they included naval ships, and they included railways, and they included aeroplanes and flights also into the course. So we had 4 different directions to choose from, and also like the automobile, which is the main direction like most people chose.
Was the classes, which was also quite different and unique, which we see in the movies sometimes. So it's the same kind of setup. And yeah, like the language barrier didn't hinder me at all. So all the classes were in English, and it was very nice and professional. And it's not like we need to raise our hands to raise a question, or we couldn't challenge the professors on anything. So it was very interactive classes here, which I can say is the main difference from India. The teachers are the main gateway into that subject, I can say. So if the gate looks more interesting and fun, we tend to go inside, or else we don't. We just bypass the gate.
The thesis project, what I worked on was virtual calibrations of thermal systems using simulation models instead of actual vehicles. I traveled to France, Switzerland, and Italy, Norway, not Finland, Prague, Budapest, Austria. Yeah, to a lot of places. Yeah.
Hello everybody, welcome all of you. My name is Shivaraman, Director of Europe Study Center. We've been doing a lot of interviews with our excellent, successful students whom we sent to Europe basically. And in the era of artificial intelligence, data science and data analytics, we wanted to do this interview to make people understand all departments have equal opportunities. Here we have Harshit with us, who studied automotive engineering in Europe and currently working in Volvo. Harshit, welcome to the show.
Hello, hi, thank you.
Welcome
Great
to the show.
Here. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And by the way, we do this interview, we record this interview on a Sunday. So thanks for giving us your weekend time. Please introduce yourself to our audience, Harshit.
Yes, I'm Harshit. I'm originally from Bangalore, and I did my bachelor in mechanical engineering in Global Academy of Technology. And then after that, I came to Sweden to do my masters in Chalmers University of Technology, and it's a masters in automobile engineering. And shortly after that, I found a job in Volvo trucks. So I'm currently working there as a simulation and analysis engineer for them.
Wonderful.
In thermal systems. Yes.
Yeah, even though it's a short introduction, you kind of achieved whatever you wanted to before you started your journey into masters. This would have been your aim, right? Finishing degree on time and getting employed.
Yes,
definitely. Before we discuss about your journey, Harshit, do you look back at your decision of coming to Europe for your masters, especially right now, looking at what Trump administration is doing and looking at what UK is doing, and looking at the visa refusals for Indians in Australia and New Zealand, and Canada is a completely different story. Are you not happy that you took this decision?
Yes, I'm happy for a number of reasons. Yes, definitely the job part is the main one, but also like for the different lifestyle and everything else that you get in Sweden. So I definitely made a right choice at that time, which was not my choice actually. I was forced into it, but still it's very good that I took that decision.
Okay, who forced you actually into this?
Yeah, it was my mom, and it was my sister who forced me. She was doing her masters in the US at that time, and she was like, "Yes, get out now. It's a good time to explore, and you have some time for yourself as well." So yeah,
So
and I took that.
they basically asked you to choose Europe, not you.
Yes, exactly. No, but no, Europe was me. But to get out into do masters and stuff, yeah, they pushed me into that.
What was your choice? If not for Europe, what was your choice in your mind?
No, I specifically had Europe in my mind because like I know it's a great market for automobile engineers or mechanical, and I'm into cars from the beginning, so I love them, and
So
yeah,
you
so that
said,
was
no,
my
Harshit. Yeah, Harshit, you said they forced you into this. So what was your choice?
my choice was to stay in India and start a job there to find something after my bachelor, so not to move into masters or the thing something of that. So yeah,
Now,
that
now don't you think for a core engineer, masters is needed for us to propel faster?
yes, I think so now.
Thank you. I have been telling this for the past 15 plus years. Core engineers who studied bachelors in India, please humble request, have a top up degree which will take you deeper into the subject area. Without masters, especially if possible in Europe, without master degree, it's kind of difficult. So,
Yeah.
when did this discussion at your home start when it comes to planning for your masters?
Yes, it started way before my bachelor's ended, but
Okay.
I dragged it on as much as I could. So I think I took like a year break in between bachelor's and master's. So I started applying after I graduated, and then yeah, it took a while to get all the things in place, and I got a seat at Chalmers the
Wonderful.
next year after I graduated. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that from your LinkedIn profile. And how did you
Mhm.
find Europe Study Center? Because in Bangalore, only we promote Chalmers. No one else promotes Chalmers in entire city of Bangalore. So how did you
Yeah.
find us?
Yes, it was actually my friend from bachelor's. He was 1 year senior to me, so it was Hemant Kauda. He referred me to Europe Study Center, which he had used to come to Sweden here. He is also working here at Volvo Cars, so
Wow.
he was the main connection for Europe Study Center to me.
Thanks to him as well as you.
Yeah.
And one short question, Harshit.
Yes.
Do you know why nobody else other than Europe Study Center who promotes Chalmers in Bangalore?
No, I have no
Any
idea
wild
why.
guess? Any wild guess?
Hmm, they don't know about it, maybe.
No. They know everything. They know everything.
Okay. Okay.
They know
Then
even Chalmers is closely associated with plenty of companies, especially Volvo. But they
okay.
don't promote it for a big, simple reason. The answer is, Harshit,
Mm.
Chalmers will not pay a penny as commission when they recruit a student.
Oh, okay.
Abroad education is all about pushing a child's career into university or a college where they get more commission. Simple.
Mm.
For example, even for your clear understanding, I studied in Sweden. Okay. I only
Mm.
promote KTH, Chalmers, Linköping, Uppsala, Lund.
Okay.
These top premier universities. I don't want to say the names. Okay. I don't promote
Mm.
others. Any country, you should go and
Mm.
study in that country's premier university. That is where you will get all the benefits, basically. And this is the reason why only ESC promotes Chalmers, University of
Okay.
Technology, for our students, basically. So you will have to choose. Which all countries did you choose, basically? Only Sweden, or you were looking at other countries also?
No, my selection was basically only Sweden, and
Only
I
Sweden,
had
okay.
yeah, only Sweden, and I had KTH, Chalmers, and Linköping in my 4 selections.
Easily the top 3 technical universities, right?
Yeah.
In Sweden, it's a no-brainer choice to choose these 3.
Yes.
And how did you rank your priorities, if you could remember? What was your first option out of the 4
I
choices?
think yes, I think the same automotive course, something related to automotive course, was my first choice in KTH, and then my second choice was Chalmers Automobile Mobility Engineering. The name changed for our year, and
Okay.
then it was the similar course. I think it was production in Linköping, which I had chosen the third, and I fourth. I don't remember at all.
That's okay. Yeah, it's a long way. Who will remember all those things?
Yeah.
when you got a call from Europe Study Center on the Swedish admission day that you were admitted, how happy you were actually?
Yes, I was quite happy, and I didn't want to show it though. I was like blaming my mom. Okay, are you happy now? I got into Chalmers, so and yeah, but I was really happy. Yeah.
Super. Because even during my days, okay, in the late, 2027, 2007, 2008, even during those time, the master program you studied in Chalmers was so competitive to get a seat. Okay, they may have changed the program name little bit, but
Yes.
to get a seat into it, it's like, so competitive. So I was very happy when I saw the interview schedule today that I'm going to interview, you today. I was very, very happy. So then, after your visa process, etc., because Sweden is a straightforward visa process, not much of a headache like other countries, basically. So then you landed in Sweden. So how was the initial semester, the first semester for you at Chalmers? Because it's a whole new, different education system, different environment, etc.
Yes.
So how did you adapt? What was the challenges and how did you adapt yourself for the first semester?
Yes, the first challenge mainly what I felt is the cold. I felt really cold the first semester when I came here. The initial days, like I took some time to adjust, but then like I got the help from my friend, basically Hemant. So he suggested to get some new jackets and stuff. So that helped quite a lot. So after I got adjusted to the weather, then it was the classes, which was also quite different and unique. Which we see in the movies sometimes. So it's the same kind of setup. And yeah, like the language barrier didn't hinder me at all. So all the classes were in English, and it was very nice and professional. And it's not like we need to raise our hands to raise a question, or we couldn't challenge the professors on anything. So it was very interactive classes here, which I can say is the main difference from India.
Exactly, and that is how it has to be, like
Yes.
you should treat the professor like your friend who is slightly elder to
Yeah.
you. He also
Yes.
treats you the same way. That is how it has to be. Even
Yes.
today, some people, still talking about where is your ID card, why you didn't write record notes, and it's still like a prototype, ideologies which is not taking us anywhere actually. And the worst
Yes.
part is, Harshit, students started to lose interest in studies. They think studying itself is a burden nowadays. That is why I decided to do these 100 interviews. Almost done with the 90 plus right now. Another 9 more
Oh,
to go. Then I will,
yeah.
kind of wrap up this session. So that's the whole intention of doing these videos, to motivate young minds, with stories like yours. Okay, you
Yeah.
went there, you studied, you won. So it could
Yes.
inspire people, basically.
Yes.
So then I know that I also studied in India, then my master's in Sweden. I know it's contrastingly a different education system. What all
Yes.
changes you had to make for you to be successful in finishing 30 credits in the first semester?
Oh. Now, to finish my 30 credits, so like the crunch time was usually during assignment submissions, or like getting the exams done. The crunch time was usually at that time, but in between, like even what we studied in between, since the assignments and exam times are so close packed to each other, so we wouldn't forget what we had studied. And also like we kept on revising some stuff in between. And the assignments really helped though. So for the final exam, whatever we did in the practicals or the lab, those were like closely related to what we studied. And it helped quite a lot to finish my 30 credits in the first
And
sem.
exactly. And it's, Harshit, I know what it takes to get 30 credits. Okay. You have put it in a very, very humble way, but I know
Yeah.
the efforts behind this 30 credits. Please
Yeah.
tell the young audiences, parents watching this interview, how important, especially when you do a degree in a top public university in Europe, how important it is to stay focused towards the task. Because a lot of people, they deviate, they tend to do other things, and they finally complain about Europe. Oh, Europe is this, Europe is that. Boss, you focus. So please talk about the aspect of being focused towards the task.
Yes, getting focused is like for me, like my assignments, I took it in small steps. So whatever I did in my assignments, I had kept a goal. Like, okay, if I do this, I can go hang out with my friends later. So that's what I kept, like a small steps in between. So I think that helped quite a lot. But yeah, like it was a struggle to get some assignments done, in which like I bothered so many of the professors and my friends here. So like, how did you get that in that place? So that was quite challenging, but yeah, in overall the assignments, yeah, I got it through somehow by
Good.
keeping the small steps and goals. Yeah.
Small steps, and it's your way of being focused, right? Taking it
Yes,
step
yes,
by step,
exactly,
setting
exactly.
smaller goals, moving forward. Wonderful. Rather
Yes.
than plainly giving up. And one more point which you said right now, you ask
Mm,
questions, whomever
yes,
you feel could have the chance to solve your problem. That is very
yes.
important, right? We should not be hesitant or we should not feel shy. Please talk about that.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, like, yes, we know, like, we tend to make friends who are closely with our same group. So like, say I made my first close friends who are from Bangalore, so I just wanted to feel like home. So they were a lot, so like 7 to 8 members of us in the group, and we all shared the same background, and so the same feelings, so in the first semester at least. And then, like, so yeah, like we discussed and made it through some of the assignments, and in the difficult ones, like, yeah, I had to reach out to many of others in the same classroom. So we had this canvas, so where we can just even without talking to them personally, we can just write a text to them in canvas, and that was like very helpful for me. So I don't usually go and talk up to people who I don't know. So yeah, so that's why what I did, I used the canvas to write a text, and they responded. So they were quite helpful in that manner, and they helped me a lot there as well.
Wonderful. And the another important aspect why I'm sending students to go abroad for studies, especially to Europe, is they
Yeah.
have amazing professors. Because without professors, you may have hectares and hectares of campuses and AC classrooms, flashy
Mm.
laboratories, but without professor, it's like operation success. But unfortunately, the patient dead long back. It's like that. So
Yeah.
kindly talk to us, and especially these professors are working only part time at the university. They have their own research papers, their own industries, and all those things. So
Mm.
kindly talk about the professors that helped you in your journey in Chalmers.
Yes, I very strongly remember two of my professors, basically. So other ones I remember them, but I don't remember the name or anything, because they were professors. They taught me quite well, but these two standed out from the crowd. One
Super.
was Julio, who taught us automotive. I think it was ADAS technology,
Yeah.
and yeah, and he was quite good at his teaching job. So he made us go in step by step in every point where he's teaching. So to think from that point of view, what would happen next and what we need to do to get that equations in place. So he taught us from that point of view. So that helped me quite a lot. So I didn't quite understand in the beginning what he was trying to say, but then, like, once he shifted to this point, I got to know, okay, oh, this is the way we need to approach that problem. So that was quite helpful. And the other one was Thomas. He taught us aeronautical, which was not my field of expertise, but in the first year it was like a compulsory course that we need to do, so we can explore all the other fields in mobility engineering. He taught us the about turbo engines, turbo machines, and other stuff, which is quite boring, I can say. When I learned it in engineering, I felt quite bored. But here in masters, he managed to turn that subject into very interesting one. And I, yeah, like I yeah, I thought like, okay, this is the professor I needed in my bachelor so that I could
Yeah.
have done even better in that subject. But yeah,
Yes.
like he taught very well, and the planes question was really interesting for me. So how long time would it take, like to take off and land to some place? So that was the main question, and how efficiently we would make it go to that other place. So he taught us that theory very well, and in fact, in the exam, that was the question also there, but in a different way. But still, it was very interesting to learn that subject, even though I didn't take up that course.
Excellent. I always say, first the student should have interest, and when the
Yeah.
student has interest in taking a particular subject, if he
Yes.
loses the interest in particular subject, it's majorly because of the professor. The professor
Mm.
should have the aura, should have the confidence, should have the
Yeah.
knowledge to
Mm.
induce more interest for the students into the particular subject. What is your opinion on that?
Yes, I think the teachers are the main gateway into that subject, I can say. So if the gate looks more interesting and fun, we tend to go inside, or else we don't. We just bypass the gate.
Exactly, because
Something.
Harshit, as you know, nowadays they
Mm.
say a lot of terms, Gen Z kids, these kids, that kid, they are not focused enough, they are
Mm.
not knowledgeable enough, they are not respecting, blah, blah. See, the
Mm.
list keeps going on and on. But
Yeah.
rather, I don't blame any of these youngsters. Rather, you
Mm.
give them what is actually should have been given to them: high
Mm.
quality education, excellent professors, excellent laboratories. Then ask
Yeah.
them questions, right? You don't give them anything. You ask them to memorize, mug up, write examination,
Yeah.
and you expect them to make sun, moon, and star. I'm sorry, not even in
Yeah.
the dreams.
Exactly.
This is
Mm.
what is happening, because that's what people are doing nowadays in India, just blaming youngsters for everything because they are the soft target, right?
Yeah.
Beyond the point, Harshit, they start to think themselves, I think I am the one who is the actual problem, which I tell to people, no, you are not.
No. Yes. Exactly.
Yes. Then, out of your 3 semesters, which was the most
Mm.
challenging subject for you during your masters?
Oh.
Uh, for me, the most challenging was mechatronics. It was in my second semester, I think. And that was a bit challenging for me because I didn't quite get the gist of what we were trying to do until I found one of my friends. We studied together over during the exams only, and then like we just he came to my house and we studied for like 2 days straight. So he helped me quite a lot to understand what it actually meant what we were trying to achieve in that mechatronics course. But then apart from that, I think other courses were good and it was more challenging also, but this was the most challenging one, mechatronics course.
Wonderful. And one more time for the audience, what is your master program and what does it deal about? Meaning, when,
Yes.
when a student studies your master program, what he learns. Yeah.
Yes, my master's program is called Mobility Engineering. It was previously called Automobile Engineering, and
Yes.
previously they only focused on vehicles or like automobiles in general. But in my course, Mobility Engineering, they started to focus on more stuff, and people can choose which stream they want to be in. So they included naval ships, and they included railways, and they included aeroplanes and flights also into the course. So we had 4 different directions to choose from, and also like the automobile, which is the main direction like most people chose in that course. And so I took the automobile course, and then it basically like went straight ahead with that. So we had some compulsory courses and we had some other courses which we can freely choose from um, uh, other fields as well. So we had an quite a big option to choose that. And mobility course in general like gives you like a wide view on the basically the vehicle sector or anything with machines to do per se. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Mm.
A course like mobility engineering. So,
Mhm.
a student, what level of programming knowledge he or she should have?
Basically, I had like zero programming knowledge when I joined.
Okay.
But then in the classes and courses which I took, so I started to learn about those. So you can do like a quick crash course of any skill you want, and then you can, if you get how it takes place, so then I think it won't be that much of an issue at all. Because like in my first year of bachelor's, I very strongly remember the computer science course, which I didn't take any seriously at all. So I just took some notes of the codes, how to do them, and then just put it there in the exam. So the same codes. So I
That's it.
didn't learn how it's done, why it's done, or why it should be that way. So I didn't give anything about that. But once I'm here, I got more into depth with uh, all the other softwares that gives the same abilities, and then that was like quite interesting to know. Oh, okay, we use this for the say that purpose or something like that. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, what was
Yeah.
your final year project in your fourth semester?
The project is done in like a master thesis, as you know. So the thesis project, what I worked on was virtual calibrations of thermal systems
Okay.
using simulation models instead of actual vehicles. So like we had to run GT Suite, which is one of the software, and we ran like multiple, like 20,000 simulations in
Wow.
our 20,000 simulations in our system, and then we use that data to map the pump ranges into the software that actually controls the vehicle. So what this gave an advantage to the industry was initially they had to wait for the vehicle to be built to get this maps, because they had to test this vehicle 20,000 cycles in each of the conditions and then get that data to create the map. But we did it in the virtual environment in using GT Suite. So we ran the cases there and then created the maps for them. So I think that they used that in their daily work after that, I guess.
Wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
yeah.
Excellent. So, you completed degree on time.
Yes, definitely I completed on time. I had to extend a month, and that was just for like reports and stuff. So I mean, it's a usual thing here. We
Yeah,
had
yeah, yeah.
to extend it for a month. Yeah.
Wonderful. And for a student to study in Chalmers University of Technology, that to
Mhm.
automotive, right now, mobility engineering course, that itself
Yes.
is a dream. To
Yeah.
have an icing on the cake, to get employed in Volvo,
Yeah.
it's like a dream come true. Of course, you have worked hard for it. I'm not using
Yes.
it, Okay, you got
Mm.
it just like that. But talk to us about this process. When did you start applying? What was the interview process,
Ah.
and how did you got into Volvo?
Yes, my semester or like my master's was supposed to end in June, let's say June of 23, and then was it 23? No, it was 24, June of 24. But then I started to apply from March or April of 24. So I have been sending out applications on my own to companies. I have been sending out applications to consultancies, and then like basically trying to spread my search. But I was mainly focused in the beginning. I was mainly focused only on like jobs in Gothenburg and in Sweden. So I wasn't looking for any other opportunities outside of that plug.
Okay.
And then like when it came closer to the job search point, so like when it came closer to, let's say, August or like July, I started to widen my search. So okay, I want to go, I can go to Stockholm, I can go to other places in Sweden, I can go even other places in Europe was also my choice. So I was trying to apply whichever position that suited my domain and like what I wanted to do in the job place. And then like I had gotten through to 2 or 3 consultancies in April. So then from through that consultancies also I was searching to other companies as well, applying for the roles. And
So,
finally, the 3 months after June, I think that was the main tension point. So like my master's is over and we have nothing to do. We have to just search for jobs. Then like that 3 months got really frustrated, I can say, at some point. But then after, like, once you get that position, I think it's all worth the wait. Or
Yeah, exactly. It's
no,
all a
it
process,
felt,
right? We apply,
yes,
we get refused, we go
yes,
back to grind, we make some
yeah,
changes, keep reading, keep ourselves
yeah,
motivated, I guess. Yes,
yes,
super.
exactly.
How long you're working with Volvo, and what's your current designation right now?
Yes, I'm working with Volvo for like more than a year and a half right now. And then my designation was simulation and analysis engineer when I joined, and it's still the same. So I'm working in the same role where I create like Simulink models of the thermal systems. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, what sort of roles and responsibilities you play at Volvo for your designation?
My role includes creating the Simulink models using GT Suite, and then that is the one team I deal with. And then this models I need to calibrate and then send it to my other team who uses Simulink, and I only send like the cooling system part of it, and then
Mhm.
they take care of the entire vehicle and they integrate this into the entire vehicle simulations when they do it.
Wonderful. So,
Mm.
what was your parents' reaction when you called and told them, I got into Volvo? What was their reaction?
They they were like really excited, and more excited than me, I can say. They were but yeah, they were truly excited that I got this position here. And
Yeah.
they had a hint, I can say, like, okay, he will mostly get into Volvo because those were the like majority of applications that I was applying for. So yeah, they had a hunch, but still they were like really excited that I got into Volvo.
Yeah, nothing more than making people at home proud,
Yeah.
finishing the degree on time, getting a
Yes.
job. Nothing more they're going to ask from you. I think they are content. From here now, you are in autopilot mode. You can do like whatever whatever you
Mm.
feel like. And
Yeah.
also, I want you to tell people, just
Mm.
because we did masters in a super university super course, our learning
Mm.
doesn't end there. We have to
Yes.
constantly keep learning. So please talk
Yes.
about that.
Yes, like you said, like it's a constant learning process as always. So when I first joined my job, it wasn't like anything like I studied in masters on anything. So it's a new kind of field that I had stepped in, and I had to do everything, like learn everything from scratch and be able to create those models what I work with. But yeah, like it's always a learning process. I even like at the university, what I learned from my master. So like asking people here, I approached them directly. I some sort of made courage and approached everyone directly and like kept on asking questions. And it's never like a bad idea to ask questions. So always ask questions a lot.
Super. So then, for people planning to get into this automotive industry or automobile industry,
Mm.
so these young minds, especially as when you are working in a top renowned company at your position, so what are all the key aspects do you ask these youngsters to look upon inside the automobile industry in the upcoming years?
Yes, I would like recommend them to go into AI. So that is the most uh, impacting. That is the most impacting. That is the thing that is most impacting the industry these days. So even if you don't take a full-fledged course in AI, take one course or two course at least of
That's enough.
AI.
Yeah.
that's that's the most that you will need or as well here, because you won't be going into depth into AI, but you will be using some sort of AI to help your tasks or do your tasks that you need here. But yeah, like it's getting there when it comes to AI in industries. So yeah, I recommend them trying out and using it so that they are not bombarded here when they have to use it for a small part of their work at least.
Super. Yeah, because I would never recommend, for example, a
Mm.
core engineer to pick
Mm.
up a master degree in AI. No, as you
Yeah.
rightly said, it's only a tool. Okay.
Yes.
A subject or
Exactly.
two is enough for you to
Mm.
understand how to implement these tools in our day to day engineering
Like,
process, which will
exactly.
help us to stay ahead in the competition. That's
Yes.
that's what it is. Wonderful.
Yes.
So then, how did you now you're fine with this Swedish weather?
Yeah. I'm very well adjusted, and I can go out in the snow for some time without any jackets. But yeah, I am not having any competition. Like as they say here, like the clothes, there's no bad weather, there's only bad clothes. So
Yeah.
if you have the right set of clothes, you can go anywhere you want.
Wonderful. So, how many years you are in Sweden right now?
I think it's 4.5.
4.5,
Yes,
almost half a
4.5
decade.
years.
So, which all countries you have traveled within Europe?
I've traveled to France, Switzerland, and Italy, Norway, not Finland. Okay, Prague, Budapest, Austria.
Okay.
Yeah, to a lot of places. Yeah.
Out of this, which
And
was like, exclude Sweden, out of this, which was your most favorite?
I think like Austria was very good in terms of like architecture and
Okay.
the buildings there and the statues and everything. I liked Austria well. And for like just the environment, I think like Switzerland was really good. Wherever.
Really good. Wonderful.
Mhm.
And fortunately, whichever countries you said right now, hundreds
Yeah,
of my students are already currently studying there and working there.
that's nice.
Because
Yes.
as I told you, I only stick to this European Schengen countries, and many, for example, this intake alone, we send close to 200 plus students, which is like completely free education. Many European universities are coming forward, waiving
Okay.
off the fees, and they want to recruit students to supply, manpower to their industries nearby. So they waive
Yeah.
off the tuition fees nowadays. So, which is a good opportunity for the students. So, before we wind up this excellent interview, I learned a lot of things actually. So, any last few points that you wish to tell parents and students watching this interview?
Yes, definitely. Stay courageous, like try new things. That is the main thing I can say. So even if you're not feeling up for it now, but do step in, you will get to know and you will be benefited someday. You will think back to that day when you were like hesitating to do it, but I think
Yes.
it's a good idea if you do it. Yes.
Wonderful. And as you should be somewhere like 25, 26 right now, and to travel 10, 15 countries and to finish a master degree, and also currently working in Volvo, I don't think, you could have planned the script much better.
Yes, I mean, like the script looks, like you said, on a whole level, very good. But yeah, like
Yes.
you and I know what we've been through also. But
Yes, yes,
the
yes. It's
it's totally worth it. After
exactly. And
yes.
that is what I tell all my students and parents. Europe
Mm,
as a destination to study, it's amazing. And it's great
mm,
to see people are watching these interviews and picking up
mm,
this option at UG level itself, brother. Okay.
yeah.
So, which is really amazing. And in this entire interview, we never said it's so easy to study. You're going
Yeah.
to get a job in Volvo. Nothing. It's this journey. You still have to
Yes.
work so hard to reach to these positions. That is what we documented in this. And school children are watching these interviews, Harshit. So I'm
Oh,
really happy, and I'm also at the same time, very concerned in what I record here right now, so that we are
mm,
able to motivate the young minds. That's the whole objective. And this entire
yes.
interview, we did not talk about Europe Study Center. Oh, we did this, we did that. No, this video
Yeah.
is all about Harshit. Yes.
Yep.
And thank you so much, Harshit, to you and your
Yeah.
family members, especially to your sister and mother who made you to choose Sweden and Europe Study Center, and as well as to your friend, who motivated you through along this entire journey. And thanks to give your time on a Sunday to do this interview for us. And I'm sure even if one student gets inspired watching this interview and picks up automotive or mobility engineering, I'm sure Harshit is going to be really, really happy.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Yes.
And
Thank
I
you.
will convey your thanks to my mother and sister. Yes, and my friend.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Yes. Thank you.
See you soon. Thank you.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye bye.